Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how to display a custom view when your app shortcut is triggered using app intents for React Native's new architecture for iOS. So first I will show you guys the output. So here I have one app. I'm using Swift Data. That is, in case if you don't know what Swift Data is it's basically like SQLite or Watermelon DB. The reason I'm using Swift Data is because I need to write my main logic for app shortcut on the native iOS side. If your main logic is on the React Native side, it's very difficult. At least from my experience, there might be some way around it, but I couldn't really figure it out. That's why my main logic is inside native iOS side. That's the one thing. The second thing is, if you see here I have added 4 buttons and 1 input. So if I type something inside the input, if I click on add item, if I click on read item, here you can see it is reading from my Swift Data. Now what I can do is I can just go to my app shortcut. I will tell you what exactly custom view I'm talking about, and here you can see this is my app shortcut. In case if your app shortcut is not getting displayed, just click on this plus button, select your app, and it will show you your app shortcut. You can add it. I'll click on add a task, and here it is displaying an input. I'll add something. Okay, I'll click on done, and here you can see this entire view which you see is the custom view which I have created. So that's what we will be looking into. I have already created few videos about app shortcut. I won't be going into detail about app shortcut, but I'll going into detail on how to create this view. So if you're watching this for the very first time, watch my previous videos as well, because those are in much depth about app shortcuts. Now again, if I go back to my view, if I just do read item, here you can see you can also do it via Siri, but given that I'm on the simulator, Siri does not work really good. So suppose I'll just close this. Okay, and I can just go to Siri, add a log to RN app shortcut view update.
Which shortcut would you like to run?
So here you can see that Siri is confused. Basically it's because my app name is very weird. Also you can add some proper app name, and also given that I'm on the simulator, but on a real device it will work. I'm pretty confident about that. Also make sure you open this documentation, because I will be copying a lot of code from this documentation. Coming back to our code, here is our code. So I have created firstly a React Native project. Then to enable the new architecture, you will have to open terminal, cd to the iOS directory, and then run this command. So this will enable the new architecture for iOS. Then create a folder called RTN my Swift Data. Inside that create package.json file. Again I have copied it from the documentation. Only this name has been changed, this name has been changed, this has been changed, and this has been changed. Then I have created a podspec file. Again I have copied it from docs, and only this name has been changed. Then I have created a JS folder. Inside that I have created TypeScript file. Again I have copied it from docs. Only thing is I have added this 4 method for performing the CRUD operation, and this is my this name I have changed depending on our folder name. Now the doc says that create an iOS folder. We won't be doing it over here because we want to write our main logic inside this main iOS folder over here. So again go back to your terminal, cd to the root of your React Native project, and run this particular command. Once you do that, you will have to do cd ... It will move you outside your React Native project, and then you will have to run this particular command. But here instead of RN app shortcut view update, you will have to write your own project name. As you can see, my project name is RN app shortcut view update. So you will have to change it over here as well as over here. Once you do that, you will have to cd to the main iOS folder and run this particular command. So this will do code generation for our folder which we have created. Then open the iOS XE workspace inside Xcode. I have already done that. Go to your project, go to general, and given that I am using Swift Data, I have to update the minimum deployment to at least iOS 17. If you are not using Swift Data, if your shortcut is performing some other kind of operation, you will have to keep the minimum to iOS 16, because the shortcuts are created using app intent. Next, if you see, coming back to our turbo module documentation, it says create this header file, which I have done. Again only this name has been changed, and this name has been changed, this and this has been changed. Then create an Objective-C file, but change the extension to .mm, so it is Objective-C++. Again I have copied it from docs. So this is our header file name, this is my project name. Change it to your own project name. Again, this has been copied from docs only, this name has been changed. Here we initialize our Swift file, this has been copied from docs only, this name has been changed. Here we override all the 4 method: delete item, get all, save and update item. And here these all methods which you see, which are present inside my Swift data file, which I will show you shortly. So that will perform the actual CRUD operations. I'm basically calling it from Objective-C side. Okay, next, here I have defined this to do model, which is kind of like a table which will be present inside our Swift data. It only takes a task name which we are sending it from React Native side. I have also created this singleton, so this will help us to perform the CRUD operation. So here is our Swift data. Here we are initializing Swift data. Here it is for saving the task inside Swift data. Here is for fetching the task inside Swift data. Here is for update, and here is for delete. Then if you come back to this my Swift data file, here we initialize the singleton. Here is our array for to do model as well as for strings. So I'm basically sending string from React Native, from native side to React Native side. Okay, and here you can see this is returning fetch data. Here I'm calling save task. This is for delete, this is for update, this is for fetching the task. Okay, next if you see, so I've shown you this. So next you have to create this add task Siri shortcut. So this is for Siri, and basically here you can change the phrases to whatever you feel like. Now here you can see it takes a file called add task shortcut intent, so you have to create that intent first. So here we are creating intent, so it takes an input over here. Ignore this, this is fine, we are not doing any asynchronous operation, but this requires an asynchronous, that's why we are not awaiting it, because our one are all synchronous. But here you will notice that I have added an extra return type called show snippets view, which you will have to add over here. And once we add that, we have to add this view called task logged view. So I have named my custom view called task logged view. So this was the actual view which you saw, the custom view which we have created. Name it whatever you feel like, but initialize it over here. Now if I show you my task logged view, here you can see it is a Swift UI file. Now you can play around with this. So here I'm just displaying an image with a to text, but you can use whatever you feel like, it's up to you. Okay, so I have shown you this. Okay, I've shown you this as well, this. Yeah, I think yeah, that should be it. That's how you can create a custom view. Thank you for watching. Bye. Sorry guys, I forgot to tell you how to really use it. So here inside my app.tsx, I'm basically importing it like this. Here is our use state for setting the item inside list, inside text input, and this is the list which we get from Swift data. Here I'm fetching all the data, so I'm calling it inside use effect as well. This is for adding the data, this is for updating, this is for deleting. Here is my text input item. And here you can see I have just created 4 buttons for adding, update, delete and getting the data. And here I have one flat list which will display all the items which have been added inside our inside our Swift data. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.